To the talk show where men unite, having conversations that inspire, ignite. From relationships to wellness, we cover it all. In this positive space, we're standing tall. We're the men of the talk show, spreading good vibes.
All right, welcome back to another episode, season 3, episode 5 of the talk show. I'm sure you guys remember Justin. He was on our show last season, but he's back again because he was so excited to come back to the show, and so we just wanted to bring him back. And go ahead and kind of introduce yourself again, Justin. You know, where you're from, what you do, what you've been up to since we last seen you.
Absolutely. My name's Justin. I'm from West Virginia. I'm still working at Harmony Ridge, the inpatient rehab. I'm still doing my motivational speaking on Facebook and TikTok, still making music. As of late, I've been on a weight loss journey and trying to regain my self-confidence, and came a long way within just the last month alone.
Okay, that's good to know. And you say you're on a weight loss journey here. So how's that been like? What's that been like?
It's definitely a lifestyle change, but a month ago yesterday, I just, gave up all the excess sugar and unnecessary meals, cut calories excessively. And I did my first weigh-in yesterday and lost 39 pounds in the first month.
Okay, wow. That's good. That's a good step.
How does that make you feel?
Better than I felt in years.
That's great. That's great to hear.
Yeah, I remember I was kind of on a weight loss journey a little bit last year too, because I think it's really important when you feel really better when you lose the weight, because like when you're going up like steps and stuff like that, you can't really walk as well as if you have a little more or less pounds on you. And I feel the difference too as well. I didn't lose as much. I've lost maybe about like 10 or 15 pounds, but I still need to lose some more weight. But I can definitely understand that aspect. So how does that affect your self-confidence, Justin?
Not only does it give me more energy, like, whenever your clothes fit better, you feel better. You're not as embarrassed to, make your daily videos, or because the camera's going to add weight to you anyway, and it just kind of, you watch it back before you post it. So there would be some days I would make my videos and I'm like, I look rough. I don't know that I want to post that, and I would have to tweak the filters, and so it would just bother me to a point of like, now I have to do something about it.
So when you say I know you've been on a weight loss journey, but have you been like doing cardio? What type of exercises, methods have you been doing to kind of lose the weight?
Mostly boxing, and like I'll box for like 3-minute rounds, and then I'll do like weight training in between those rounds, and not anything super heavy, just as fast as I can.
Okay. And what is it? How many times do you do that a day? Like, do you do that just like a couple times a week, or just on the weekends, or?
I try to do it at least 3 times a week, but every day, like as soon as I get out of bed, I try to do 50 push-ups.
Wow. More than I ever do. I know that's
awesome to hear, and I'm so happy for you. Boxing workouts is one thing I would like to try, but I'm just so broken from the military that like everything hurts. But I still hope that I can go out there one day and just push through and just try. Like I've heard it's such a great workout, and it works your whole body. And plus too, you kind of learn some defensive skills, and hopefully you never have to use them one day. But if you do got to protect your family, and in a one-on-one, you can hold your own. So that's exciting as well. I think I just saw a little one walk past there. So
Hi, Bubba.
Say hi.
You want to say hi? My little man.
Hello. Hi there. But yeah, that's great. And so, in for my bachelor's degree, I actually my bachelor's degree is in healthy lifestyles, and
Right.
so I learned all about that, like the mental aspect of living a healthier life, and changing your habits, your normal routines into healthier habits, and all those things like that. So like one thing, at one point I thought I was going to be a health coach, and I'm not. I mean, but I still have the knowledge. So outside of the show, feel free to send me a message. If you got any questions. I went through the course and everything, so I could definitely just give you tips if you're ever not motivated one day. Feel free to reach out. I'm definitely here to help. I want to see the journey and the progress, and definitely I want to see some of those boxing vignettes on the TikTok.
Definitely, we can make that happen.
Yeah, I definitely want to see that too. It's just
Yeah, that would be
so.
cool.
Yeah, so like, how does that, like? I know that you said it makes you feel like a lot better, but what has your journey been like? Let's take it back to like when you first wanted to start actually losing weight. What was that journey like? Did you feel like you was motivated enough, or you just wanted the weight off of you so you could look better physically? Did you
Um,
want to feel better? Did you want to feel better mentally too as well?
a little of both. It's been something I've struggled with most of my life. As far back as I can remember, and there's always been, the people who make the comments of like the big guy, or like they don't really know your name, but you're the big guy, and that kind of bothered me to a point. And then it finally built up enough to where like, all right, now I'm gonna make the world know my name.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I definitely gotta say, people I've worked with in the past, when you really want to make a lifestyle change, you have to get to a place mentally where you're just over it, and
Right.
that's where you really get the motivation. Like I'm sure throughout your life you may have tried like 1 or 2 days, or maybe even 1 week, and then you're like, I'm back to my normal routine. But
Yeah,
once you get to that mental space, you're like, fuck it, I've had enough. That's
absolutely.
where like the real change happens, and it seems like that's where you were at.
Hmm. Yeah,
And so, yeah, and then obviously you have a family too. Does that play in part of it as well? Thinking about the longevity, being around for them. Because extra weight does, increase, or decreases life expectancy.
right. Yeah, because I'm a single dad now, and I know I've got to be around for him as long as I can, and that's the important thing. Is you know,
How long have you been a dad, Justin?
what is it?
How long have you been a dad? Like how many years?
Uh, he turned 3 in October.
Okay.
I don't, little over
So
3 years.
cute.
Yeah, and so when you think about like your children and all of that, like you said, I know you said that you wanted to kind of be around for the long term. Do you like try to keep your children in shape as well too? Because I think that's important for them to see you being in shape, and then maybe do some exercises with your son too.
Oh, absolutely. He's probably the most active kid I've ever met. Like
Yeah.
he'll be working out and he's running around and being crazy.
That's what kids do. My son's the exact same way. He never stops moving, even in his sleep. His
Right.
legs are still moving, and so kids are always active. It's so much. It's not so much the physical activity. It's more of the habits that they pick up from their family. What meals to eat. Do we eat burgers and French fries every single day with a Coke? And those type of things. So I really try to help my son learn the healthier habits at an early age, so that way we're not trying to break bad habits as he gets older. So like now he doesn't eat cereals the sugary cereals all the time. He doesn't know that as breakfast. He knows that as a snack. Because that's how I grew up eating breakfast. But
Right.
luckily for me, I don't know. I I didn't gain a whole lot of weight from it, but those things are not that good. And then he eats his vegetables. Like he sees us eating vegetables, and he sees that. So the healthy habits that kids see, they mirror what their parents do. And so and plus, as he gets older, he's going to be asking you, Dad, chase me out here. Let's do this. Let's do that. So
And you
you
want to
want to
be
be
his
able to.
healthiest version, at that
Oh
point
yeah,
too.
when he wants to play soccer or baseball, you go out there and throw the ball and go catch it with him and all those things like that. It just, as a father, for me, that really makes me happy when I get to do those things with him, and I'm sure you feel the same way.
Absolutely. And like, I just want to have the energy to keep up, and if there's something he wants to do, I want to be there to do it with him.
Yeah. So let's talk about like your upbringing, Justin. What was that like? What made you like want to start the actual health journey process of just taking care of yourself? Did you like grow up with just eating a lot, or what
Yeah.
kind of led up to you to kind of gain all the weight?
It's always been in my family for the most part. There was never really like a standard like eat your vegetables, XYZ. It was always just if that's on your plate, you finish it. Kind of upbringing.
Yeah.
And
So you
so
didn't have
Yeah,
like the nutritional understanding of what each food meant in terms of like,
right.
yeah, yeah.
it reminded me again, Justin. Where are you from again?
West Virginia.
West Virginia. Yeah. See, so I grew up in Ohio, and my family, most of my dad's family is in Jefferson County, which is right outside of Weirton, West Virginia. So we grew up similarly. Small town area where you get meat and potatoes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. and when I grew up, my family as well, they didn't know much about nutrition and things like that. Like it's just whatever we can afford, that's what we're eating. Potatoes are cheap. We're eating potatoes hash. We're eating potatoes fried. We're eating potatoes baked, and we're getting
Right.
steaks much cheaper in Ohio than anywhere else. So that's just what we grew up eating. There wasn't much nutritional value as parents.
Yeah,
Right.
I could attest to that too. Like just growing up and not being able to, you don't like vegetables, or just the way me and my family was, we didn't like vegetables and stuff like that. But it just like you know you realize that stuff is more healthier. But it's also when you're living in a low income environment, it's really like not accessible for you to get those high nutritional value food, like your you know like plants and stuff like that you would eat. So like I can understand that why people would resort back to like all the processed foods and stuff like that, because
Yeah.
it's not attainable.
It's easier to buy. I mean, my vegetables. I don't think I ever ate fresh vegetables growing up. It was always like canned vegetables, which are loaded with preservatives and excuse me, and salt. But again, that's all they knew, right? It's
Right.
the other thing to go spend $4 on a pack of carrots or some broccoli. When $4 you can get 3 cans of carrots, 2 cans of broccoli. Then that lasts for a long time versus a few carrots and broccoli. So even
Right.
now, I'm fortunate enough now that I can go to the store and I can buy fresh fruits and vegetables for my kids. But I was thinking about my kids asking me, "What fruits did you eat growing up?" And I'm like, "Fruits." Fruits was a fruits was a special occasion. Like every once in a while, we had apples and oranges. But like eating like grapes are so expensive. Strawberries, like no, that's like when I went to my rich cousin's house. I'm like, oh, they got strawberries, and blueberries, and raspberries. We never
Absolutely.
had those. But out in the country, you can go out and you got wild berries. And my cousin, like out there was like blueberry trees everywhere. So we used to climb the trees and eat blackberry trees. That's
Yeah.
like the fruits we had.
Yeah. I remember like you would see strawberries, and you would automatically, before you ever looked at the strawberries, you would have to look at the price. Okay, I could probably do one pack. you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's the hard part about again, people who go through this journey, because I have helped some people, and the first thing they say is, "Oh, it's too expensive to eat healthy," and generally it is, and that's the way the system's set up. Is they want you to eat the processed food because that helps the food manufacturers, which also in line helps the healthcare corporation because you're having to go to the doctor more often because of all these different ailments that comes up with eating processed food. So, one trick that I learned is if you just walk the outside of the grocery store, don't go through any aisles, and that's where all the healthier food options are.
Yeah,
And it's mind blowing. You think about it now, like, but you go in there and you just go around, pick up things that you need, and then you walk out, and it's like, wow, like it's such a life changing moment when you realize that. But then again, your cart's half full and it's $100.
oh
You
yeah,
know?
it's expensive, but it's so much heavier. Like you get fuller so much faster.
When you're eating
Yeah,
the right things, yes, it does, and it helps you stay full because of the fiber and the whole nutrition, the whole nutritional value, from eating certain things. And it's not a trick to it. It's just doing a little Google search and researching certain things. Like there's like beans and chickpeas and quinoa and things like that, which are high in protein. They don't really cost that much, and they help you be full longer. Even broccoli looks expensive, but if you eat a cup of broccoli, that's a lot. And that's gonna eat that with a steak and a little bit of rice. You're full. You know.
Absolutely.
yeah, and I noticed also to add to the conversation that you some states are like you can actually buy like fast food with your food stamps, and I've just
Really.
recently learned that, and I'm like, but why though? But I
Yeah.
guess it kind of all feeds goes back into the idea of just making more money no matter what it is, and I don't like that idea. I think that I mean, I guess it's okay for people that's low income and they can't really afford those high, products, vegetables and fruits and stuff like that. But in the long term, it's really more detrimental to your body when you're, consuming all of the chips and stuff like that, and going to McDonald's or Burger King and stuff like that, and using the food stamps for that. And I didn't even know that they had it in a couple of states that way, but now I think Trump is trying to push it where they can't buy all the sugary foods and stuff like that. So I don't know if
Yeah,
that's something going
absolutely.
to update.
They shouldn't be able to. I'm not. I've never been on food stamps, but you shouldn't be able to buy fast food with food stamps. That's more like a. I get it in low income areas or what they call food deserts, where you don't have access again to fresh fruits and vegetables, and the more prominent food establishments are fast food. And so at that point, it's not a necessity, especially when you don't have transportation. If you don't have a car, how are you going to drive to the next town over to get your fresh fruits and vegetables when there's no bus in the rural area? Your cousins or whoever can help you out are working, and that's all really you got. So every every situation, um, the resolution won't be best for everybody. But on the outside, I knew like, yeah, you shouldn't be buying fast food with food stamps.
Yeah.
Right. I've noticed that's been my big thing lately. Is mostly since I've cut out pops and fast food has been the big game changers too.
Yeah. So
Oh
now
yeah.
I wanted to kind of near the conversation into like what is it like going forward, Justin? What other methods of exercise are you going to incorporate to kind of continue to lose weight? Are you trying to get a certain particular weight? Like, are you trying to get to like 150, or how small are you trying to get into, or you just want to build muscle?
My and this was just a number I pulled out of my head because when I started, I was 305 at the first weigh in. So the first number that popped into my head was 200 pounds.
Okay.
So that's 105-pound loss is what I'm aiming for. and then we'll see how I feel when I get there. Ideally, I just want to be at like an extra large t-shirt.
Yeah. How tall are you?
Well, 5'8".
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. We're the same height.
Right.
Oh yeah, I definitely see that. And again, I'll say, I know you have your main goal, right? But make sure you break that down into smaller goals. Because one thing with the body is like, the first few pounds you'll lose is a bunch of water weight. The body
Yeah.
retains a lot of water. And then it'll get a little bit harder. And then there may be times where when working out for 2-3 weeks consistently and you don't lose any pounds, you may gain a couple pounds. And that's
Right.
normal. So I just want to put that out there for you that, it's a process, but the large gains that you see now won't continue
Right.
on that same pace. They'll slow down a bit. It'll get a bit harder, but you keep going a year from now, not you will definitely do it. Maybe even 6 months from now, you'll get there. But have that long-term goal. And again, I'm not sure. What was your duration? What were you thinking to reach 205? Was you thinking like 6 months from now, or what was your goal?
When I put the calorie counter app on my phone, it said I should be, which you pick how many calories a day, and I just went by the doctor's recommendation of no more than 1,500 calories a day. It said by October I should be 200 pounds. Now, that's neither here nor there. I'm going to see where we're at in October and go from there.
Yeah, because like the Fitbits or the things they use to track their weight over time, they can be kind of unreliable because every
Right.
time I'm thinking that I'm losing weight, or anytime I'm thinking that I lost a lot of weight, I've only lost like 2 or 3 pounds. And I would check it meticulously every single day. And I'm like, why is I'm not losing a lot of weight? But you don't understand that every time you can't lose weight over 3 or 4 days like you want to. Like it takes time. Like, it takes
Right.
time to kind of lose that weight over time. So instead of checking it every single day, maybe check it, maybe every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks or something like that to see how much you really lost. Because every single day you're going to be really disappointed. I know.
Yeah, I try not to every day.
Yeah, I was
That
on the
is
scale every
absolutely
single day.
absolutely gold, right? Gold information right there for anybody that's watching. What Daron said is absolutely true. If you're checking your weight every single day, you're going to get depressed because you're going to see it go up and down and up, and 2 steps forward, 1 step back type of thing, and you're just going to drive yourself crazy and lose motivation. So definitely, I would say like once every 2 weeks, like Daron said, like that's when you can check the scale,
Right.
and that's for anyone. And so when did so you said October. So October is still what? This is March. So it's still 7 months away. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. But we'll have to check in on you in a couple months here and say about June and see how you're doing. You're getting ready for the summer. Maybe you're gonna take the boys out to the lake and be able to take your shirt off and hang out.
What, baby? Look.
All right. Yeah. So we're gonna get ready to wrap this up here, but we do thank you, Justin, for coming on here. But I did have one more final question though here. So I know it's a lot. Like it might be a lot of men that's going through the same situations that you're going through, trying to lose weight. What's one piece of advice that you learned on your weight loss journey that you can kind of share and give them kind of hope?
That not to get discouraged, that everybody's journey is different.
Absolutely.
For me, like it made it easier to do it with a group of friends, so we all have one another for positive reinforcement.
Oh, absolutely.
I do agree with that too. Like, just kind of like Wayne was saying, just don't look at it all the time and just track it, about every 2 or 3 months or something like that. And then also like definitely do continue to hang out with your friends to kind of like maybe go work out together, because if you all have that mentality of working out, then you won't be burned out like with the thought of, oh, I have to go to the gym every single day. You
Right.
have
Or even
people
that,
that's
you'll
going to
be
motivate you to do it.
yeah, you'll feel that you don't want to let them down. It's like, oh, if I really want to skip today, but they're going. You're like, man, I can't let them down. All right, let me go. And then it'd be vice versa. It's like the day that you feel like, all right, I can't wait to go. You watch a Rocky movie or something. You're like, all right, I'm ready to go. And then they're like, oh, I don't feel like it, but they know that you're coming. It's like, hey, come on, I'm still coming. And you help each other out. You push each other. So that's really good. I'm glad you have a community there that's really helping out. And then, too, even in the boxing gym or whatever facilities at, maybe you'll meet new friends as well there too, who can, show you some tips or some things like that. So really looking forward to that. And then my last question for you is how, the motivational speaking and TikTok thing, how's that going for you?
It's going really well. It seems like almost every day I get at least 5 to 10 new followers. Videos are getting reposted now.
Yeah, you moved up quite a lot, Justin. I think it was like when we first met you, it was like 400 or 500. Now you're at 1,000 or so.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Great. Good job. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, it's
So I
a
do.
experience because I just kind of wing it and don't really know what I'm doing, but I feel like the messages are things people need to hear.
Oh, absolutely. I definitely stop when I see your videos and give a like. But I don't really subscribe to your profile to see how many views you got. So I'm glad Daron is doing that and seeing that you really went up a lot.
Yeah, I never paid that close attention to it, but I didn't realize the jump was that big. So that makes me feel very good.
Yeah, that means you're impacting a lot of men. Probably that's your demographic, I'm assuming, that you're trying to reach and stuff like that. So, we really are proud of you. And I believe last time you said when you was on the show that you was music still helps you as
Yeah.
a form of therapy. Are you still playing or writing music or anything like that?
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah, I try to take 20 minutes of every day and be, whether it's play my guitar, work on lyrics, or something that's just, it's how I get myself in a different state of mind, get my emotions out. Like it's life changing for me.
All right.
No,
Well,
absolutely.
we really appreciate you for being on the show, Justin. We're going to wrap this up because we're coming up on
Yeah,
time.
thank you.
Please feel free to come back on the show anytime you want to.
Absolutely.
If your brother ever wants to join, please send him. We'll send him an invite too if he wants to come on here too. I know he said he wanted to come too, so just send us an invite. I'll send you an invite, and then we can get everything going. But we do appreciate you for watching and subscribing to our videos and showing us love as well too. So
Of course.
that's a wrap here. See ya.
All right, take care.
Thank you guys so much.
Welcome to the talk show where men unite, having conversations that inspire, ignite. From relationships to wellness, we cover it all. In this positive space, we're standing tall. We're the men of the talk show, spreading good vibes.